Welcome, friends. We're thrilled to introduce AI Matters, a new series within the Performance Matters podcast. I'm Chris King, and you'll be hearing more from me throughout the coming few months as I support the team on this exciting exploration into the world of AI and workflow learning. With these upcoming episodes, we plan to bring a bit more order and focus to the AI chaos in our industry, really digging into how it has and will impact our learners' on-the-job performance. We have a great lineup of experts and practitioners joining us, so tune in now as hosts Bob Mosher and Conrad Gottfredson discuss what's in store for you.
Welcome back, friends, to the Performance Matters podcast series. Happy New Year. I don't think I've spoken to you since the new year started. I know Con did a brilliant one recently with our friends at General Mills. So welcome, Con. Great to have you here, friend.
As always, Bob, it's great to be here, especially to talk about these issues that are so important to our industry.
This is an exciting podcast for us because we're going to run at something, friends, very directly, and we hope it's helpful, as all of these are. But we are super excited about the series because I am excited about the technology. I mean, we are launching a new series that we'll go into much greater detail about in a moment, called AI Matters. Obviously, Performance Matters is the podcast, but we're going to do a very different thing this year in this because we've done themes before, Con, but we've kind of broken them up. You know, we did measurement matters, we did strategy matters, and I don't mean to make those sound trivial, but we know the magnitude here. So we are going to do a dedicated series to AI. So, friend, let's kind of go through our approach here. It's chaotic.
Yeah, you can't turn anywhere and not run into AI, can you?
You know what the irony is here, my friend? I love this from one of our board members, Patrick Dunlap, on the Workflow Learning Alliance. By the way, if you haven't joined, you should, you listeners out there. But he said, as does another person we've had on this a while ago, Donald Clark, who, if you haven't listened to Donald's stuff, Donald Clark, you really got it. Just a remarkable guy. But he said, AI's been around for a long time. I mean, it's been around a long time. If you're on Netflix, if you've ever ordered from Amazon, if you've booked a flight reservation, if you have a smartphone, you've been in AI for years.
Yeah.
Why the chaos now, Con? What's going on?
Well, there have been some breakthrough technology, certainly, in the world of AI that has made AI more accessible, the power and capabilities of AI more accessible to us. And so that's exciting. It really is exciting what can potentially happen. The question is, though, how do we harness the power and potential of AI in a way that systematically doesn't just run over the top of us? I don't know if anyone listening knows anything about the Keystone Cops, but I remember as a kid watching some of those little videos of the Keystone Cops falling over the top of each other, running in circles. And sometimes as I look at what's going on in AI, that's what it reminds me of, just the Keystone Cops running here, or, you know, the infamous herding cats, if you will. And so the challenge is harnessing and bringing some order and focus to all of this. That's what we've been spending some time looking at. How do we go about that? And that's what the intent of this series is going to be, is to bring some helpful order and focus to the discussion around AI as it relates to our profession.
I love that, Con. And I've been at this 40 plus years. You've been at it a bit longer than that. I can't recall something that's been so disruptive as this. I mean, so there's fear. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room, right? There's fear, there's unknown, which is often the cause of fear. There's, I think, some irrational things being lobbed out, and because of that, and many good things. And so we hope you'll join us on this journey to get some semblance to chaos here. I think it's so important. You know, we can't live in a defensive posture in L&D. Got to live in one that we're in the enablement business, is what we do. And we can bring some great insight and power to this thing if we collectively come at this. It's funny, Con, we talked to a colleague of ours earlier today, right? Chris King, he's out at a conference. I was really taken by this. He said, as he went through sessions, obviously AIs and everything, you kind of have to if you want people to come to your session, which is really bizarre. But he goes, you got people that have known it, that are in it. experts, and they're throwing a flag of caution, in which he's finding grounding. He said, but the other half are still running scared. The other half are doomsday sayers, and there's plenty of that. So we're really excited about this podcast and what we hope will bring to it. You know, what I love about the way you've always approached learning, con, and performance. And oh, by the way, I do want to say something else. We are going to be a little biased here, aren't we? Although we're going to talk about L&D. This is the Performance Matters podcast. And if I may be so bold, here's what's bothered me about this whole thing. I think what also excites you in Icon is that, darn it, training is all over this. Training.
Yeah.
My gosh, we've been asked to look at a lot of these things, chatbots and stuff, of people that come to us. And if I go to one more chatbot instructor, I don't know. Where I'm going with that is I don't mind that. Yeah. But the elephant in the room to you and I, when we first saw this, to your point, mature and catapult, obviously because of something like ChatGPT, right? We were like, oh my gosh, this is, and I wrote a blog about this, you did too. This is a remarkable catalyst for performance support, for workflow learning. Yeah. And darn it, I can't find, and I've looked, by the way, friend, I can't find anybody talking about it. You know, here we go again, right? It's what's new is old again. And we really want with this particular podcast series to lift the idea that, holy cow, you guys, anyone out there that's stalled with performance support or doesn't know where to start or has struggled getting people's attention, guess what? This is your opening, we think.
Well, you know, my experience is that the way you look at a technology and assess any technology, we have to do that in the context of specific frameworks. There has to be some sort of a framework for us to look at that. And so one framework is traditional learning. That is one framework. Yep. But it won't surprise anyone listening to this. It shouldn't listening to this podcast that we're kind of interested in the framework of the 5 moments of need, for example, which is learn new and learn more. So there are learning things, but the moments of apply, the moment of solve, the moment of change, how can AI help us there? And so obviously we need to take a broader look. I saw yesterday a remarkable feat of AI programming where AI generated a lesson plan, and it was impressive. The problem is that lesson plan was instructionally so traditional that it's not going to carry the day, you know? And so we need to find the right frameworks and use those frameworks to begin to look at how AI can help us. 5 moments of need, that's a framework. Certainly workflow learning, enabling people to learn while they're working. And instructional design, the whole fundamental principles of instructional design. These are frameworks that we can look at. One of the most powerful frameworks, Bob, that I'm seeing is learning content management. We have a client that we've been working with the last couple of years, and they have structured their content to meet learning content management. And suddenly with that structured content, holy moly, what AI can do when it knows this is a task and this is a supporting knowledge. This is a frequently asked question, and there's a structure to it for then AI to begin to do some amazing things.
Obviously, the workflow learning principles of the pyramid come in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a framework. Let's play there. A couple others to consider. And again, this is an overview, you guys, of where this is going. And hopefully it's making you feel excited about engaging downstream. But there's the context of the work. You know, we pound that all the time. Well, there's manufacturing, there's frontline workers, there's medical, there's financial, there's services industry, there's the airline industry, there's hospitality. You know, those bring a framework that helps in this whole world. And then I think the elephant in the room that we are going to definitely run at, again, in this series is roles and responsibilities, both within the context of those industries. Obviously, manufacturing has roles and responsibilities, but I think the other one that we have to talk about is L&D role and responsibilities. There's some significant concern, and it's warranted, and it's probably to a degree correct, that a graphic designer's role is going to be very different with AI. If, you know, there's always that if, I'm going to finish the sentence, but we all get it. We have to go there. We have to go there. But at the same time, friend, like any disruptive thing in our history, the Industrial Revolution, I mean, really, right? The information revolution, new roles always emerge too. And so there are some exciting roles, in my opinion, in L&D, particularly in workflow learning, that we don't even know about, that AI is going to create, right? So we're going to go there, friends. We are going to go there. So here's some things that are going to make this series work, though. This is not Con and Bob's view of AI. So we want to be careful here, right? And hopefully you've gotten this from the podcast series in general, but some of those powerful ones have been those we've hosted and we've brought folks in. So it takes a village here, right? Let's host a collective conversation about this. And so let's introduce the series a little more specifically, Con. So it's going to be called the AI Matters series. What role are you going to take? And maybe others.
Well, I have the high honor of hosting it, and we're going to have several co-hosts who are going to join me, depending on what our focus is. And we're going to, twice a month, release a podcast where we'll have a blend of formats. We're going to bring in experts and let you meet them and hear what they're seeing and where they're going. But also, we're going to bring in some practitioners with real life examples who can talk about what they're doing and what they're learning and all of that.
So let me go a little bit deeper. Another one here that's going to feed this too. And guys, please, you know us well enough by now. Hopefully you take this little plug, but it does fit is that, you've probably heard us, if you follow us on LinkedIn or anything else, that we're very excited about our it's not annual, we had some COVID things in there, but our 5 Moments of Need performance focused summit. It's going to be here in Charlotte, where I live. Been in Con's backyard for a couple of years. This year, we're focusing on the idea of technology relative to methodology in 5 moments. And AI is going to be all over that. We're going to announce some very exciting guests at that. And that's in April, the summit. Those insights will be shared through this podcast. This series is going to run a while, to be honest. But we're excited to share with you what happens in those 2 highly practical days of hackathons and such. And then we think that'll also kind of show us some new formats, right? I mean, we've got the Meet the Expert, we've got the Breakthrough Practitioners. Those are formats that we already have, frankly, folks lined up for. We're excited about that. But there will be others, and we love your input on that because we do realize the dynamic nature of this. And so we don't know what we don't know. We're not pretending to. We'd love to hear from you, and we're blessed to have the platform to host this. So give us feedback. You stumbled on something? Call us. You heard about something you want to know more about, and you'd like our help to seek someone out? Call us. That take a village thing, we mean intently, and we'll do our best to produce what we can. And we have, again, some exciting folks coming, but I'm excited about where you as our listeners, frankly, will help take us and maybe, frankly, be a part of this.
We hope so. If you're doing something exciting and have some breakthrough thinking and experience, we want to know about it and bring that to light. Bring all good things, AI, to light here. That's our goal. Some order to it.
Yeah, we started with chaos, right? Some order to chaos. And again, if you may, I hope you guys get this. It's going to be all about performance for us. This is not a training matters, although it does, podcast, because in the end, performance matters.
It does.
And so we're so excited to come to you in a couple of weeks with what we are actually calling episode 1. This is our introductory to this idea, and hopefully this has been helpful and has spurred some ideas and excitement. But episode 1 is coming soon, and we do have our first co-host lined up. Actually, we have a couple. Can't wait to announce. Holy cow. This individual is going to rock your world, friends, and as will those that follow. So stay tuned, stay in touch, calm down. And let's just celebrate this.
Yeah.
Right, my friend?
Great things lie ahead.
Thanks, Con, for co-hosting.
Thank you.
I can't think of anybody better. I'll be chiming in here and there. But stay tuned, friends. Can't wait to launch episode 1. Thanks.
Well, that's it for this episode of the 5 Moments of Need Performance Matters series. We look forward to future conversations around how to best put the 5 Moments of Need into practice. We welcome your feedback and can be reached on Twitter using my Twitter handle at BMOSH, as well as our 5 Moments of Need website, which is www.5momentsofneed.com. We hope you're finding these helpful and will subscribe to future episodes. Have a great day, friends.